A pause that isn't peace. It's thick, it's electric, almost imperceptible, yet you feel it, as if the world for a second held its breath, as if reality, saturated with noise and demands, suspended its own weight just to peer inside you. And in that suspended space, something begins to hum, something ancient, something yours, but something you no longer recognize. You try to push forward, to do, to fix, to respond, to understand, but there's no answer, only an invisible resistance, like walking through a dense dream where everything feels close, yet just out of reach. What is this weight no one else sees? Why does it feel like something inside you won't move, even when you're doing everything right? Maybe you're not the one who's stuck. Maybe it's the ground beneath you. Electricity, time, memory, air. But none is as sensitive as the subtle field that envelops us. Call it aura, call it psyche, call it soul if you prefer. This is where the imprints of who we've been reside, and the blockages of who we might become. Hermetic traditions teach that all is vibration. There is no solid matter, only energy in varying frequencies. And when that frequency is muddied by dense emotions, undigested trauma, unconscious vows, the field grows rigid. You feel it when exhaustion comes without cause, when a powerful idea is born in you, but never takes form, when the body seems healthy, but the spirit goes mute. It's like a seed planted in barren soil. It holds everything: code, impulse, will. But the earth doesn't recognize it. It doesn't just want to survive. It wants to bloom. And blooming isn't spiritual luxury. It's a profound need of the self. This is what the Gnostics called remembering oneself. That silent moment when a human, lost in masks and noise, realizes there's more, and that this more doesn't come from outside. It never did. Yet still, something stalls. Have you ever felt ready to change, and life simply didn't respond? Ever felt inspiration buzzing within, but the words wouldn't come? Ever glimpsed destiny smiling in the distance while the paths remained closed? This is the paradox of awakening. The soul is already awake, but the field around it still sleeps. You covered yourself, layers upon layers of inherited expectations, of beliefs that aren't yours, of ancestral memories whispering in your biology, of silent vows made back when you thought you had to be something else to be loved. These layers don't show in the mirror, but they weigh on your shoulders, your dreams, your automatic gestures. Jung called it the shadow, the parts of ourselves we can't bear to see, so we bury or project them. But the shadow doesn't vanish, it accumulates, and when the field is overloaded, the soul screams. But the scream is subtle. It's insomnia, it's causeless anxiety, it's that existential fatigue no amount of rest eases. This isn't a lack of effort, it's an excess of noise. But not everything yields to force. Some pains don't heal through action. Some blockades don't fall through struggle. Some gates only open in silence. Hermes said, "As above, so below." But the inverse is also true. What's within shapes what's without. And if the inner field is poisoned, no matter how hard you push, the river won't flow. The cure isn't running faster. It's stopping, silencing the noise, creating space, clearing the soil. But the dark must be fertile. If the soul's soil still hoards pain, fear, or lack, any sprout will be choked by the past. Past lives, perhaps, or forgotten fragments of this one. The silenced child, the invisible wound, the inherited shame. In Kabbalah, the universe is held by 10 sephirot, divine emanations. But when these emanations falter, they form klipo, hollow shells that trap the light. Imagine your field like this, a soul full of light, wrapped in shells that no longer serve, shells of grief, of forgetting, of identities that once protected. but now only weigh you down. Until these shells dissolve, the light won't shine through. Before movement, there's space. Before speech, there's silence. And in that silence, something stirs within you, not like a runner, but like someone remembering. You don't need to figure it all out or fix it now, but you must listen to the soul's quiet whisper. Clear the field, break the vows, let what's finished die. Because what you call a block is just the reflection of a field still waiting to expand, not of the body, of illusions. The self you built to survive must fall, so the self who came to flourish can rise. This is why blooming hurts. It demands surrender, trust in the invisible, faith in a process you don't control, but that moves through you, with or without your permission. The soul isn't in a hurry, but it knows its purpose, and that purpose pulses in you now. Even if you don't yet know its name, nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken, or behind, or weak. You're gestating light, and all light before it shines must face its own shadow. Clearing isn't an event, it's a daily return to source, a patient removal of the debris smothering the seed. You're already whole. You already have everything. You just need room, and room is made with presence, with intention, with gentleness, with trust in something greater than fear. Something in you is ready, even if the world hasn't answered yet, even if the path is still hidden. Perhaps now is the time, not to strive, but to clear, to guard your sacred space, to mute the static, to tend the soil where your soul takes root. The rest will come, in perfect timing, in perfect form, with the ease that only truth carries. Breathe and allow. The blooming has already begun. If this message resonated with something deep within you, stay with us here at Free Mind. Subscribe, follow, but above all, carry this silence with you, for it's where your true journey begins.